Hello everyone, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Bargains. Hoping you're having a great day. And usually I give a Sunday reading, but today I'm doing something different, and it was really strange how this came about. So I will share it with you. My husband is an avid TV watcher when it comes to old westerns, Gunsmoke, Virginian, any of those. He really enjoys it. And for me, not so much. I had rather be putzing around, doing YouTube, doing things around the house that's needed. But this week, my husband called and said, "Hey Bonnie, can you come here for a minute?" So I walked in there, and he said, "Did you video this show?" And I looked and I said, "No, I've never heard of it." And he says, "Well, I haven't either." He said, "I don't know how it got on there." And I said, "Well, maybe you accidentally recorded it, because the name of the show is Horses That Heal." And he says, "No, I don't think so. I've never even heard of it." And he said, "Well, let's watch it for a minute and see if it's something that we're interested in." And I said, "Well, okay, I'll take a break and we'll watch it together. And then if not, we'll just delete it and I'll go about my way and finish what I've got going on." Well, again, the name of the show was Horses That Heal, and it's on something called Ride, RIDE TV. I've never heard of it. Ed's never heard of it. But anyway, the show it's about a excuse me, a new kind of therapy helping those in need, especially with some type of disability. And it's about riding horses. And the people that sponsor this is called Wings of Hope. And they say through horses and the love of God, people can be healed to a certain degree. And the thing that I liked about the show is it started off saying, you are not determined by disability or old age. You are defined by what's in your heart, your behaviors, and your interactions with others. So again, what's in your heart, your behaviors, and your interactions with others. And so this show is in mini series. I mean, it's. I think I know it's got at least 6 or 8 series, and we just watched. I don't know. We just started out in the middle because we didn't know what it was about. And it showed a girl that was in a car accident, and she was 16 years old. And she said while she was in that car, she died on the scene. And she said 2 angels came down, picked her up out of the car, and took her to heaven, and that she met Jesus. And Jesus told her that she was going to be all right. And then he sent her back. He sent her back to earth and in her body. And this girl was in many dancing competitions. And beautiful dancer, beautiful. And but due to the accident, she had a brain injury. And she had to start her life all over again with walking, talking, mobility, and then she had a real terrible time with short-term memory. And she goes into her story where she really loved horses and always wanted one. So when she talked about this, and then after the brain injury, her family put her into Wings of Hope. That's who sponsors it. And when she started riding the horses, she said when you ride a horse, it gives you the same mobility on each side. So in other words, right side, left side. And so if you are weak on one side, it helps the other side. So one side versus the other side with mobility, because you're equal. And she said it also improves posture, moving control with your arms, and exercise. So they would put this little girl, 16-year-old, on this horse, and so she would sit in the saddle and she would do these kind of exercises, and it helped her mobility. Like she could put her arms all the way back, and so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, this is really weird. This is touching me. And the the Wings of Hope people said, there is good in everything, and our job is to look for it. And so when they said our job is to look for it, that's the same way I think about us. There's good in everything, but our job is to look for it. Look for it. And there was another girl named Sarah. She had cerebral palsy. She had seizures. I'm sorry, seizures, respiratory problems, and when she was going to school, she talked about being bullied, and when she started into the horse therapy, that it was like an escape, just an escape from, well, what she said was that horses don't judge like people do. They don't talk to you. They just love you. And when you are bullied, you feel that you have no control. And then they posted this, they just put up a little flash sign that says, a man on a horse is spiritually as well as physically bigger than he is on foot. And John Steinbeck wrote that. And I thought, wow, you know. And so I told Ed, I said, I really feel that I'm seeing this for a reason. I think this is being sent to me for a reason. But the little girl came back on and she said, horses don't have an agenda. They're just your best friends and they accept you for who you are. So if you don't fit in the clique and you don't have any best friends, and if your hair is messy or dirty or you're not having a good day, it's okay. They just accept you for who you are. So again, as I kept watching this, I thought, wow, it's too sad that more people don't go by this, especially for the bullies. And the other thing the little girl said is horses can touch you how to relax. And she says when she gets on a horse, that it's like everything just goes away, and that she gets so relaxed on the horse, and it's her escape. And then it showed this family that's as a unit, and they all had issues, disabilities. And one was a mom, and she had two sons. One was autistic. She had problems with walking and movement, and one son had a terrible problem about being anxious. And so as a family unit, they were having a hard time coming together as a family. I hear the birds. So, and what the lady had was actually multiple sclerosis, and it was getting worse with her age. So the mother and the two sons talked, and they said, you know what, working as a family unit, it just started independent thinking, communication, multitasking. It just, when you got on the horse, it learned you how to control the horse and to care for the horse. As far as her son that was so anxious, brushing the horse down, and also not being so anxious around strangers. And it just learns you to work on your own, like doing projects, that after you ride the horse, you have to take the bridle off, the saddle off, you have to brush down the horse. And so it gets all these structure in your life about working on your own. And this was such a good show. Ed and I will continue to watch it, and I hope that you will watch it if you have it. Like I said, I've never even heard of it, but it really touched me, and all the messages that was in that one show really touched me also. So if you get a chance, see if you have it. Horses That Heal. It's on Ride TV, and it's sponsored by Wings of Hope. You guys have a good day. Remember to have or put a rainbow in someone's clouds today. Much love. Bye-bye.